discuss Scorpio through fairy tales and myths. Scorpio is known as one of the very deep, mysterious, dark signs. However, there are other underlying situations. One of the most beautiful fairy tales about this is the Little Red Riding Hood. When we examine the fairy tale of the Little Red Riding Hood, the fact that the girl wears red actually refers directly to the Scorpio here. Red is one of the colors of ambition. Red means determination, passion. It is an indicator of the perseverance and patience shown to obtain something by going after it with a great appetite. At the same time, Scorpio also shows itself very much with these words. The red-headed girl disobeys her mother and goes into the forest. What is the forest like? The forest is imagined as a place of darkness. During childhood, it is imagined as a place described in fairy tales, where there can be many unknown animals and wicked people. Forest can symbolize that there is a lot of darkness within the Scorpio. So there are two types of Scorpio. First one, very aware of the darkness. Second one, who doesn't want to be too aware of the darkness. That is, who is content with the surface, who doesn't want to poke too much beneath the surface. That's why they are afraid of going into the water. That's why they are afraid of the darkness. Actually, that area where the Scorpio is most familiar, actually the area that the Scorpio knows the most. But if they enter it, they will encounter all his demons, his dark sides, which of course many people normally don't want to do. When we continue with the tale again, we see the Little Red Riding Hood is having a conversation with a wolf. There, the wolf is a being that expresses that evil in the forest. And in that dialogue, the red-headed girl is fooled by the wolf and somehow ends up in his stomach. So she is saved from its stomach again by a hunter. Now the cycle here needs to be interpreted correctly. What does it mean? It describes a transformation process like dying and coming back into existence, to reappear after the time spent in this wolf's stomach. This is one of the biggest themes of the Scorpio. Transformation means emerging with renewal. A life story is written to leave whatever they hold on to, whatever they do not let go of, whatever they can call power. That's how fate weaves its threads for Scorpio. Now, in this case, what about that metaphor we call dying? It can be only power, maybe it is money, maybe it is status, maybe it is the action taken in the name of being strong. It is our lack of willpower in what is related to this, and seeing that we cannot do it that actually transforms the Scorpio. Of course, we need to think a little more about these concepts of power and powerlessness in order to recognize the Scorpio. Apart from that, one of the beautiful myths about the Scorpio, and one of the myths is about the taking its place in the sky, is between Orion and Artemis. Orion is a hunter, and Artemis is a goddess who has taken a vow of virginity. Orion angered Artemis by forcibly possessing her, and she sent a Scorpio from the heavens to sting him in the heel and cause him to die. They both ascend into the sky as the constellation Orion and the constellation Scorpio. In fact, when Orion sets, the Scorpion constellation rises. When we observe the stars astronomically, the story here is also a very short story, but it is one of the most meaningful stories for us, for the Scorpio in particular. The most important points is the situation of taking things by force. Saying a want it much, a want to get, and by going after it, not letting it go, going after something obsessively or passionately, is one of the characteristics seen very much in Scorpio people. And here, without the consent of the other person, without leaving things to chance, it's situation of forcibly obtaining something. And at this point, of course, it seems possible to face some losses, some sadness, some traumatic events, some crises. Because the system has a formation within itself, it has a normal cycle, and interfering with this cycle is one of the things the Scorpio does. And at this point, there are also subheadings about forcibly seizing something. Scorpio is in need of seeing what's deep inside you, what's inside you, what's deepest inside you. If you are facing a Scorpio who is afraid of going into this darkness, it means that the story of fate will be very crowded, because what they fear will surely happen to them. It means that they will see what they are not aware of. In this sense, Scorpio is a phoenix rising from the ashes, and it is one of the signs that can start life as stronger, more powerful than anything else. He needs to see his darkness. At the end, Scorpio will be much stronger than everything and everyone. That's all for today about Scorpio.